Have you ever wanted something so badly in your life that you would do anything to get it? You would do anything because your why is so huge that you're willing to do anything to obtain that biggest desire that you have. But sometimes it feels like there's so much struggle around obtaining that desire. My name is Nancy Mueller, and I'd like to share with you a way that you can have less struggle in your life and more success. How would you like that? You know, ever since I was in the 6th grade, I wanted to study martial arts. That was my biggest dream. I just thought, this is what I want, this is what I want. And it wasn't until I was in my 30s that I finally had the opportunity, made the opportunity, found myself in the dojo signing up. And as I stood there in front of the instructor and I was getting ready to write out the check, I looked at him and I said, if I take your classes, are you going to throw me to the ground? And he looked at me and he said, do you want me to? And I said, no. And he said, well, then I won't. And I said, okay. And I was so excited when I started taking classes there. It was amazing. First 1 day a week, then a couple times a week. Before I know it, 6 days a week. Then I was teaching. It was amazing. I was finally doing it. Through our training, we are expected to test for different belt levels. So there was a first belt level that I had to test for where I had to do a technique where somebody pushes me from behind and I fall to the ground, roll, and stand back up and come up to a fighting stance. Now I'm only 5'3", but let me tell you, when I'm looking down at the ground, thinking about someone shoving me from behind and falling on the ground and how am I going to do this technique, the ground seemed like 10 feet away. And so I have this belief, I can't do this. I can't do this. But my why was huge. My why for taking martial arts, for studying martial arts was huge. And so my belief that I couldn't do it started to get smaller. The struggle around the belief that I wouldn't be able to do this got smaller. And one day, 2 guys from the studio took me out to the park and they said, do you want to learn this? Do you really want to be able to do this? And I said, yes, I do. I really do. And they said, all right, then we're willing to help you. For hours, they took turns pushing me to the ground. And I would get back up and they would push me back down and I would get back up. And my body was stiff and I just wouldn't allow myself to fall into the technique and fall and roll and get back up and do what I needed to do. I struggled and I struggled and I struggled because I had a belief that I just couldn't do this. When my body meets the ground, it's going to hurt, something's wrong, I'm going to break something. That my belief was so strong that I continued to struggle. And they continued to ask me, do you want to do this? And I said, yes, I want to do this. Hours, they took turns pushing me to the ground. And by the end of the day, I finally did it. I finally did it. They pushed me. I fell. I rolled. I came back up into a fighting stance. I did it. Yay! But in order to be able to do that, I had to master my belief about being able to do this. And in mastering the belief, yes, Nancy, you can do this, it's what eliminated the struggle around being able to do this technique. I mean, I was so sore by the end of the day. My arm was just like numb and I could barely move it. But it was worth it. It was worth it. Because when the time came to test for that belt, I soared through that technique. I was so proud of myself. My life has been a series of struggles based on my beliefs. So many of us struggle because we believe we can or can't do something. And our beliefs are based on something that someone along the line taught us, something we heard, something we intuited, something we just took as faith that this is true. And it keeps so many of us from our goals and our desires and our successes. We just keep struggling. And then every day, life seems to be such a struggle. We struggle with our finances. We struggle with our relationships. We struggle with our health. Because somewhere we have a belief that's blocking us. Throughout my life, I've had struggle after struggle after struggle. And when I got to a point where I said, I'm so tired of this, and I started learning how to step out of those struggles, but my beliefs were strong. My beliefs in what others taught me and who I thought I was, my belief in myself, who I thought I was, who I thought I wasn't. I was my biggest stumbling block. My struggles were because of my internal beliefs. And once I was able to take a look at those beliefs and ask myself, is that true? Or is that something that I've believed all these years because it's kept me safe, or it's kept me living the life that I want to live? But sometimes beliefs can keep us from our success. Sometimes our beliefs can keep us from moving forward. So if you are struggling around a certain area in your life, maybe you're trying to be more of a leader in your industry. Maybe you're struggling around issues of your health. Maybe you're struggling around trying to grow a business, trying to get clients for your business. What if you could eliminate those struggles? What if you could eliminate those struggles simply by mastering your beliefs? Would that be valuable to you? I know it's been of value to me. It's something I pull on day in and day out. Because even I still have struggles. Because every once in a while, those old beliefs will want to creep back in. And I have to take a look at that and say, whoa, wait a minute. But having the tools and the techniques and the ability to recognize it for what it is, and then be able to grab a hold of it before it takes root, it's a game changer. This is why I've created the Mastering Your Beliefs program. I believe so strongly in this because I'm my biggest student. My name is Nancy Mueller, and if you're struggling in any area of your life, please click on the link below this video. Take a look at what Mastering Your Beliefs is all about. See if it's something that's right for you, because only we can decide how much longer we need to struggle before we can reach our success. This is Nancy Mueller saying ciao for now.